Folks, here's an iPhone 6 with a pile of damage and a fairly well clean back because of the cover, but the front not so lucky. So I ordered a an iPhone 6 LCD replacement kit from iFixit, and it showed up today. The nice thing is now they actually send a shipping label so that you can send your cracked glass back to iFixit in their own box, which is nice. So this is not a promotion or anything for iFixit. This is just me trying to do two things: play around with YouTube Live and trying to figure out if I can help somebody else figure this out along the way. So they send two things. There's a repair part, which presumably contains the new screen and digitizer, and a repair tools box. Very nicely packaged. We are opening this. So this contains three separate metallic tools. One tool, I guess, to pull the screen off. Pull something off with vacuum. We'll figure out what it is. And I think they call this a spudger or something like that. I just need to figure out what these various tools are there for. So this guy, I guess, uses that. And I think this is the guy I'm going to use to remove the battery, because the battery is sealed with some sort of glue. And this I'm being a little clumsy here. No, I've packed it really well. It's not coming out. Okay, so this is our part. It says 268000-2. I'm going to put these things away so that I can, hopefully I'll be successful in this and I can return the part, the old part, back to them. Here's the new and shiny LED display with a digitizer. And it comes in an anti-static package. I'll put that away. So I think there's supposed to be a nice link here that I can go to. At least my previous iFixit projects, I have seen that, but I guess I'll just go to iFixit.com and they ask you to, since I'm from Massachusetts, they're like, hey, can you make sure that the government gives you the right to repair and things like that, which I'm a big fan of anyway. Okay, so here we need to go search for the repair guides for a phone, for an Apple phone, for an Apple iPhone 6, and it comes with iPhone 6 front panel assembly replacement. I believe that's the one that we are trying to do. So let's go ahead and click. So that's one of the top 2 guides that they have. And this one says the difficulty is moderate and there are 26 steps. And the time required is any time between 20 minutes to an hour. So we can kind of time it. It's 7:39 at this point. There are 4 sections and 1 flag, and I don't know what that is. This is a featured guide. That's great. We can go to steps. So it says you need a spudger, you need a pentalobe screwdriver, and it's a P2. Ice clack. Okay, let's figure this out. So it says there are 2 little things here. These are the 2 screws that need to be opened with the pentalobe. So we can try to figure out which one it is. I think this may be the pentalobe. No, it doesn't seem like it. So they have a few of these. There are 3 of these that are here. We can try this. This also doesn't seem to be it. Let's try the 3rd guy. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a fairly short video because I don't seem to have the pentalobe. It looks like it is one of these. It's definitely not it. Is it this guy? Try this guy. He might be it. Yeah, I think he is it. I don't believe it's this guy. I'll put him in here. And we'll use this guy. I believe he is it. This seems to be more work than I imagined. Okay, let me see. Okay, so that was it. This guy was it. They're all really tiny, so it's very hard to see which one actually fits this thing. Jeez. They're looking like okay, this is really incredible. I did not realize that this takes. Okay, so this guy was the pentalobe. Okay, so we got the pentalobe and these two guys, and I try to keep the project arranged such that the first things that I do are the furthest away from me, so that as I put the stuff back, it'll be the last thing that I touch. Okay. Now going back, so we opened the two screws here in these two places right outside the charging port. Now it says the next 3 steps demonstrate using iSlack, a great tool which we apparently don't have. We have only this. If you're into using iSlack, skip down to 3 for an alternate method, step 3, okay? So hold your phone securely. So this front has to come off, it looks like. So we push this in. Okay. Yeah, I think I got something to come out. Okay, so this guy is starting to come out. I think we need to use one of these tools. So we can just remove this. Okay, so that's good. So now that we have that done, looks like we're already in step 7, and then step 8 it says you open the iPhone and it's connected at the top, so this is the guy we need to replace, this entire front assembly. So it shouldn't you know, in an ideal situation, it should be a very minimal list of things. But given that it's an iPhone, they'll probably force me to open every single part here. We'll find out. So it says rest that guy on something, which we will do. Yeah, so now we're going to have to go through and remove every single thing on this phone, because that's what you do when you own an iPhone. The next two things we remove are these two guys, these two screws, so I don't know whether it is also a pentalobe. It seems like that's the case. That guy comes out, and okay, let me put this guy on this and set him down and remove that. That guy comes out. Okay. So one was the first one that I removed was a 3.2 millimeter screw. The second one I removed in the indented place was a 2.2 millimeter screw. Then we get to use this fancy tool. Remove that. Now you get a nice expensive tweezer with which we lift It seems like they're able to remove it, but I am not. So the question is why? Yeah, I can remove it too. So I'll place it like that, right there. So now we're at step 11 and we're about 7:51. We're about we started at 7:39, I think. So it's 11 minutes in. Now we disconnect the battery connector, and that's this little guy that's here. So we need to disconnect him. So we use this other tool. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, so that's how we disconnect the battery connector. Let's say we push it out a little bit. So that's standing there. And now we go to this part. So we did all this so that we just don't have power while we are working on this. So we're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. The first of which that I'm going to remove is a 1.7 millimeter screw. The second one, the third and the fourth ones are 1.2 millimeter screws. I'm going to put them in the same shape when I put it on the ground so that I know where they need to go by just looking at it. Interestingly, this guy was not fully tight for whatever reason. The last one that I removed was the 3.1 millimeter screw. Sorry, I've actually removed only the 1.2 millimeter, the three 1.2 millimeter screws and the 3.1. The 1.7 is here, way up here. And I think I'm gonna have to hold this guy down to open it. Oh, so that guy just came out. Put the screw away carefully. Okay, so now I'm having to hold this guy down because he wants to pop out. So now it says you remove the guard, which we just did. We'll put that there, just like this, so that it is in the same shape as what we removed. For some reason my tablet is a little bit frozen here. Do not know why that's the case. Okay, moving on. So now we need to remove this connection. This is a very tricky part, I think, because there are like multiple connectors that are layered one beneath the other. Just removed one. And then there's the second guy that needs to also be removed. Okay, we removed two of them. I believe there's a third guy under the first one. Yes. Yeah, so we got that. And I believe there is a fourth one as well. Oh, jeez. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. We just removed this 4 things. So this is basically an assembly that we're replacing along with the camera as well. So I didn't buy just a digitizer and a touch and a screen. My assembly came with a camera as well, so it's easier. I just get to replace. I'm just gonna put this back in and should be able to power up the phone. So now let's see if I can figure out how to open this one. Okay, we got that. We got this guy. So we can see that there are 4 things and we're gonna have to put them back in the same exact way. So this is the trickiest part, because if we rip any one of them, this guy is useless. And unfortunately there is not enough length for me to work with this in any reasonable way. So I'm sure this was all put together by a robot. So in the factory that we are now replacing by hand. So I'm sitting on a, see, this guy is coming out. I'm sitting on a completely wooden surface, wooden chair, wooden desk, but I really should be grounded. Okay, I believe I've got this covered. You definitely want to double check that they're all down and fully there, because the worst possible thing is to come back and have to open this. If we figure out that we didn't put it together correctly, that would be extremely painful. I can put this guy back. Now we're just reversing the exact, just going back the same way we came. Gonna just pick this guy in the center so that he doesn't move. Okay, we have something. Now we can go and oh. Okay, I need something heavier than this, I guess. I'm just gonna take one of these guys, the this guy should not move. Yes. Okay, now let's take this guy. This is the longest one. I believe that guy goes that. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I really need my glasses. Oh, night and day, night and day. So this is definitely a worthwhile suggestion to anybody who's attempting one of these. Is lighting. Definitely get good lighting, and if you we'll get back to this guy later. See, this is in spite of me trying to organize things correctly. That I messed up. These things are absolutely tiny. I might have actually switched the two guys. Yeah, I think this guy doesn't belong here. This guy, that I put this center. Yeah, that belongs there. And this guy belongs in the center. Really tiny differences between them, but so now we need to do only a couple of more things. We'll put the battery back, we'll connect the battery back, and that should be a straightforward thing, hopefully. Yeah, and then we'll put the battery cover back, or the connector cover back. Ah, jeez. Very clumsy. Let me hold this guy down so that, okay. Got one, and we got the second one. So now we should just close this up. I think I messed something up. Clearly it doesn't have a home button, so I need the home button from the other one. These are the little things that one has to deal with. So I'll put it like this. So there are two screws, and then there is a little connector underneath that. We need to use 3 screws, I guess, and the connector to pop the home button out, which interestingly is not a part of this little guide. I'll take that out. I believe this is how we remove this guy. This is very interesting. I don't know if this is going to come out. Okay. Let's try to remove this guy and see whether anything else needs to come out. Let's remove the home button. Let's look it up. Oh, so they do have a step for the home button, which is correct. So the 2 parts that I did were correct. Then I removed this, and I removed that connector all correctly. Then it says gently push the top corner of the home button. Okay. Okay. We have done. Do not push the home prior to the spudger. Okay. This membrane is very thin. Apply mild heat and try again. Okay, peel the rest of the home button, which is what we've done. So now it says go underneath . use a point. Okay, the cable. Oh, this is so tricky. Okay, I might have to apply heat to this. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe a couple of So I applied a little bit of heat. Let's see if it comes out. It's moving, which is better than it did last time. Put that out. So that's how it looks without the home button. Can put that guy there. We can now try to place this guy here. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna need to move this guy here. I believe this guy will need to come out. I think we've got this fixed. Okay, we can put this back here. I can get this guy. Okay, that's down. We have one more guy to go. Got that down. Okay, so I have 2 extra screws. I generally hate it when that happens. Is it? That's because I removed 1 extra from this guy. I'll put these 2 back here. When we ship it back, they'll have something to give somebody else. Okay, so you got the old guy. I'm gonna put him away. Got the new guy. So now really have to make sure that this goes in correctly and that I gently press him and we take this like that. This guy isn't going in nicely for whatever reason. Okay, so we have our brand new shiny thing. Let's see if we have enough battery. Okay, so it's powering on. I had this phone wiped just because I wanted to, so there was an emergency, so I had to give my old iPhone to my daughter, and it says no SIM installed, so this thing works, nice. So I wiped my iPhone, gave it to her, wiped her iPhone, which is this, and then ordered the part. So we're all set. Thanks for watching. If I get another worthwhile project, I'll be happy to turn on a live stream and show you guys. Thank you.